This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, the Grand Bahama Port Authority has announced that it has approved the Grand Bahama Power Company's rate application. The new rate structure takes effect on February 1st, and according to a press statement issued by the regulators, this new structure will result in clear savings for all consumers and a stabilization of cost to consumers. Megan Shepard has the story.
Port Authority officials say after extending the consultation period from December 1, 2015 to January 15, 2016, and following valuable input from stakeholders, the Grand Bahama Power Company revised their original rate application. According to the regulator, the power company was required to focus on low-income residential customers, the deferral of future generation investment, and the introduction of renewables to their energy mix. Port Authority officials say based on the new rate structure, the cost of electricity will revert to the rates last seen in 2008. These rates will remain in place for a period of 3 years, and all consumers can expect a total power bill decrease between 7 and 12%. The average base rate increase has been reduced from 3.5% to 1.5%, with 90% of residential customers seeing a decrease in their base rate, which will contribute to the increased savings on the total power bill. The greatest savings, according to the statement, will be seen by low-income residents, with both a base and all-in decrease, totaling a savings of 12%. Residential customers can expect to see annual savings of around $150 and $500, depending on consumption. Both commercial and general service large customers will see their total power bill decrease by approximately 8% and 9% respectively. According to the statement, recognizing that the industrial sector is a key economic driver for this island, the power company has worked with its stakeholders to develop a new large industrial rate that defers future power generation investment. Port Authority officials say they are confident that this rate will continue to promote future expansion plans, economic growth, and job creation in the industrial sector while saving customers from a rate increase. Meanwhile, customers are encouraged to visit the Grand Bahama Port Authority's website and gbpa.com for further information regarding the consultative process and the approved rate information. For ZNS Network News, I'm Megan Shepard.
Well, the Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, issuing a response to the Grand Bahama Port Authority's electricity rate approval. Clarifying the government's role, Dr. Darville says very recently the power company requested an increase in the base rate for electricity, which the government and the Ministry for Grand Bahama did not support out of concern that it would put an additional financial burden on the people of Grand Bahama. Stakeholders were then asked to go back to the drawing board and come up with a better plan for the electricity rate changes, and consequently the negotiations resulted in a new rate proposal which appears to be more palatable for consumers. The Minister for Grand Bahama says that they are satisfied that both the Port Authority and the power company accepted the Ministry for Grand Bahama's rejection of the previously proposed price increases. He says they have been invited to continue collaboration on a sustainable basis in maximizing reliable electricity supply at affordable prices in the public's interest. The statement concluded by saying that the government at all times has the best interest of Bahamians at the forefront of any decision making and remains resolute in its commitment to tackle the issues that affect Grand Bahamians. Switching gears now, the Bahamas bracing for another cold snap as a cold front is predicted to hit our area this weekend. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Local forecasters predict that another cold front is headed our way. This as portions of the United States are still reeling from blizzard conditions. Officials at the Department of Meteorology here on Grand Bahama continuing to monitor any new developments. While it has not been determined if this latest cold front will be a wet event, meteorologist Trinad Tyne says there are some precautions that should be taken.
With standing water, of course, you could get this effect called hydroplaning. Now, people don't understand with hydroplaning. They think because I'm in a big vehicle or if I move faster through the water, I will be able to cut through the water. That's not the case. With water, water has a certain pressure that can lift vehicles at a certain speed. So with that being said, hydroplaning means the vehicle has now lost traction to the street or to the road, and now you're at the mercy of that standing water.
So definitely some vehicles are actually go out of control.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And see, because when they hear severe weather, they only think tornadoes. They said they have a tendency to just forget the water on the road.
Tynes stated that there has also been a noticeable shift in water levels.
Extremely high tides, if you notice, is like around a new moon or a full moon period, which could last roughly about 3 to 6 days or so. That's basically where we saw a lot of flooding at the fishing hole and a lot of high tides on the coastal areas. But again, too, it's all a part of the
Strong winds, he says, have also been more prevalent, and residents should not take warnings lightly. Gale force winds in some instances, they are associated with hurricanes, but I understand we don't call them hurricanes because they don't occur within the hurricane season.
Right, that is absolutely correct. With the storm that we had on Sunday, that also was a cold front that came through. A lot of people think that some of the damage was done through tornado activity. We also have something called squall lines and gust fronts and stuff like that also come through that can do major damages as well.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, police say a 20-year-old man is assisting officers with their investigation into that fatal shooting here on Grand Bahama. The victim, a young man, was gunned down in the inner city community of Bass Lane last evening. Kimberly Mullings has the latest.
Shortly after 6 p.m. Monday evening, police were alerted of gunshots being fired in the area of Bass Lane and Murchison Drive. Officer in charge of Grand Bahama, Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Amric Seymour, provided police's findings on the scene.
Police responded, and they discovered the lifeless body of a dark-skinned male on the side of the street or the walkway. For examination, we discovered that the male had what appeared to be gunshot wounds about the body. EMS, as in all such cases, would have responded and pronounced the male dead.
The victim, believed to be in his early 20s, was dressed in an orange shirt, khaki pants, and had a distinct haircut. However, the identification of the male is unknown at this time.
We're also trying to determine the circumstances as to how he got here and, of course, what happened. And so we are initially investigating the matter, as we do in all such cases, and in due course you will be further updated as to the course of the investigation.
Senior ACP Seymour is asking for the public's assistance to bring this matter to a close.
We know that any act of criminality happen anywhere in this Bahamas, somebody, somewhere, knows something about it. And so we're appealing to members of the public to do their civic duty and to call us, inform us of anything they would have seen that can help us to bring some resolve to this matter. I think we owe it to the victim, and of course we owe it to whomever his family, and of course we owe it to the wider Bahamian people.
This is the first recorded murder of 2016 for Grand Bahama Island. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Well, the police needs your help in locating a male suspect wanted for armed robbery. Pay attention to the sketch of the suspect on your TV screen. He is wanted for questioning in connection with an armed robbery that took place on Royal Palm Way around 9:35 Thursday morning. At the time of the incident, he was wearing a gray long-sleeve sweatshirt and long black pants. He is believed to be in his mid-20s to mid-30s, dark brown complexion, slim built, about 180 pounds, and about 5 feet 6 inches to 5 feet 8 inches tall. Police say he is considered armed and extremely dangerous and should be approached with caution. If you think you recognize the person in the sketch, you're asked to contact police at 352-1919, 350-3106-9, or 911. An arson is believed to be the cause of a fire that destroyed a building on East Sunrise Highway over the weekend. That building housed a small school and the constituency office of the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama. The East Grand Bahama constituency office and Hampton Academy incurring significant damage due to the weekend blaze. owner of the school, January Culmer, and MP for East Grand Bahama, Peter Turnquist, say they are shocked by the tragic turn of events.
I can't fathom any reason why you would burn a school.
We got a call that the house was on fire, and so we came to observe what was going on. We met the fire trucks here, and they had the fire under control by that time. And so we're very grateful for, as I say, our neighbors for raising the alarm and for the fire department for responding so quickly.
But the damage had already been done. Turnquist says it is apparent that the fire was set in 3 different areas of the building, but they remain uncertain as to what could have been used to break the window or what could have been the motive. Culmer says they've tried to estimate the amount of damage, but some things are just irreplaceable.
By far, to say put a dollar amount, some of the books are priceless because they can't be replaced. You probably can't find some of them anymore. Software, those could kind of be replaced, but just, students' work, things that they have already done and, accomplished, you can't replace that.
In the meantime, she says her students are displaced and hopefully will only be out of the building for a maximum of 1 week. Turnquist, on the other hand, says he plans to relocate his constituency office until renovations are complete.
There's no relocation. There could be temporary housing, but to relocate.
And then we are hoping that we'll be able to get contractors in here, certainly within the week, to try and clean up and start the renovation process that needs to happen.
Now, police officials are investigating what they believe was a deliberate act.
There is cameras here. It looks as if they might have adjusted the cameras, and so we'll have to see whether there's anything valuable on those.
He's leaving this message for the perpetrators.
I certainly hope that they will appreciate that they have not just damaged a building here, they're affecting the lives of these young people, and that's really unfortunate.
Shashina Roll, ZNF Network News. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.